Right then, UK Games Expo set up. This is the hall where we're going to be. It's just after 8 o'clock Thursday morning. That big patch of blue there is going to be ours very, very soon. There's Alex from Peso standing over there. And over that way is where all our stuff is going to come through those doors very, very soon. So I will try and keep you updated as quickly as often as I can. See you soon. 9:42 Thursday morning, NEC. The famous hexagon banner is assembled and is about to go flying into the air. The GMS people are all over here wearing high-vis. We have all kinds of things going on here at the stand already. Lots of things being built and made, and because, you know, gamers, there are Kallax units aplenty. Because, you know, you just have to have them. So, banner's going up in the air very shortly. I will try and take a short video of that when it happens.
Yeah, so there was a... I haven't played video games. I've watched that anime based off the video game. Okay, so there was a game by a company called Sorcery, that they based on... Hello!
So, end of Sunday, I missed doing loads and loads of videos for you lot because I've been busy, you know, working and that. But you got the before photos, here are the after photos. The GMS stand is packed up and ready to ship, courtesy of people like Toby back here, who works in our warehouse, and other people who are actually not here and should be. So, there you go, UK Games Expo 2026, done.
Well, hello and welcome to Top Dice. This is the UK Games Expo special that we're going to do, the post one. And hello, Alan.
Evening all. Oh, well, yes, evening at time of recording, as we say.
It is. And we've also got with us Steve Turner.
Oh, yeah.
And Mr. Stephen Cowley.
Hi.
And we have Kate. Hello.
Hello.
So, this is going to be all about what we did at UK Games Expo. So, Alan, first of all, how was it for you as a stallholder, GMS?
Yeah, so GMS has had its record year at UK Games Expo. Last year was the first year that we kind of brought the Wordforge games, Nightfall games, Brittania game designs, stands all into one place, and we did quite well. We've from a sales perspective, we've beaten that by about well, we've done about 139% of what we did last year. So, from a purely commercial point of view, super successful. But we've made more new relationships with new publishers that are going to work with us, new retailers that are going to work with us. We've strengthened relationships with others that we're working with already. So yeah, very, very successful show, and I think Steve will back me up on that.
Yeah, it's a really successful show for GMS. And having a large stand made it easier for existing friends to find us. I say, from a personal standpoint, it would have been nice to have actually have seen more of the show rather than just the stand.
Yeah.
But that's what comes with being an exhibitor.
Mm-hmm. That's one of the things I was saying on the channel a couple of weeks ago, is that you don't go to Games Expo, you are at Games Expo.
Yes.
You get to see, if you're lucky, the stalls in your immediate periphery, but after that, it's you don't really get to see. I think I'm a little bit fortunate being sort of sales manager for GMS, in that part of my role is to make sure that people we're working with have got what they need, and so I do get to mooch about a little bit more, but the rest of you guys are all kind of tied to the stand, really, aren't you?
Yeah, it's always been the case in sort of the last 30 years of doing shows. It's always been a case of, as a publisher, you have to be there, you have to show your face, and you are there to promote your products.
Mhm.
And GMS is no different. It's just that there's a number of us on the stand who are publishers.
Yeah. It's not a chore, though. We're making it sound like it's that we don't want to do it. That's absolutely not true. I think we love being there. It's bloody hard work,
Yeah,
which I think a lot of people maybe don't
yeah.
consider just how hard work it is.
Yeah.
But
I get to wave at the wife from a distance. Yay!
yeah, yeah.
The vibe was very good on the stall of the stand, by the way. Very good indeed.
But I mean, the perspective from the you three who actually came and visited us is really important to us. So, what did you think?
Right, okay. I'm going to start. Is it okay if we go ladies first, Steve, and go to Kate first? So, your impression of the GMS stand, but also the expo overall.
Well, expo in general, really.
Yeah, it was quite an experience, really. I'd been to the NEC many moons ago to one of the mobile home kind of exhibitions, but it wasn't nearly as big as the Games Expo, and it's expanded so much. To be honest, when I first walked in, I was a little bit overwhelmed with everything. Just so many people milling around, but the atmosphere was really good. I didn't feel sort of threatened or anxious about anything. It was really good, and the staff there, for when we first went in, doing collecting our tickets, were amazing. The queue went down really quickly. It looked like it was going to take forever, but by the time you've walked up and down and walked up and down and walked up and down, by the time you get there, it was absolutely fine. Lots of variety of different games in all the stalls. It wasn't so busy that you couldn't access the different stalls either, which was good. I think there was only one, wasn't there, where we struggled a bit to get round, and everyone was pretty jam-packed. And Ada will remember the name of that one. But yeah, it was Zatu, was it? Something like that?
It was Zatu. Not the best designed. It was like a corral in there.
Yeah, it was. We kind of ended up in a bit of a bottleneck with that, but no, I thought it was really good, and perhaps next time I'd be thinking about wanting to try out a few more games. We did sit down and have a go at Miskatonic Tales, the new game, which I must admit we did find a little bit complicated the way it was explained to us, but we did have a go for a little while. But yeah, no, I thought it was really good. It was a very enjoyable day, and I enjoyed looking around all the stores. I don't think we saw all of them. In fact, I know we didn't. Yeah, it was good.
It was just over 5 miles we actually walked. Steve, obviously as a visitor yourself, what was your take on it all? Highlights?
I think for me, highlights was being able to put names to faces. So meeting Allan and Steve and actually getting to sit down and chat with them. Allan was really helpful as well, just introducing us to some other people in the same sort of area as us, which has led to further contacts, which is great. I think it's the first time really we've attended as more as a business rather than just go in to play games and buy games. And it was really interesting just to see how many different people there were there and how open everyone was to working with other people. I can't believe, I think I read something the other day, there were 57,000 people
over the weekend, which for me is just that's phenomenal. That amount of people just playing games and everything is mental. I found it really interesting. I loved the number of community interest companies that have sprung up around gaming. So specialising in doing gaming for children with SEND needs or home education, home ed children, things like that. I was really impressed with the number of companies that have now sort of taken that on board and that are doing that. That was good to see.
That was the same for me. It was really interesting to see, and it was absolutely great to see. First con that I've been to for quite a while. So it's that was actually good. What I would sort of say is probably the best best stalls for me. GMS I really enjoyed, bought some stuff there, and Chaosium as well. So I bought some bits.
Yeah, they've Chaosium up their game this year, I think, with the light boxes and the demo tables and all that kind of thing. Their stand looked really cool.
It was good. It was slick.
Yeah, I think they'd seen what we did last year.
Let's take credit while we can, eh?
I mean, I was just thinking back to when Expo started, and perhaps precursors to Expo. That I remember a convention at the Clarendon Suites where Expo started called Battle Masters. I don't know if Steve has ever come across Laurie Wignall of Trolls Bottom Mead. But he ran Battle Masters back probably about 1999, 2000. But that was the first time the Clarendon Suites got used. And Dudley Bug Ball used to run on the last weekend in May. And the last big one we ran in 2002 was at the Hilton Metropole. And we had 3,000 turnstile.
Yeah.
And I know Sue had a lot of dealings with the Hilton, and we passed on our experience to Richard and Tony when they first started dealing with the Hilton.
It's really interesting to sort of know the background as where this all actually started as well. So, Alan, what were your takeaways from the show this time round specifically?
Ooh, good question. So, outside of strengthening relationships with people that we're working with already, we had some fantastic feedback from the Paizo guys for the way that we sort of showed their stuff on our stand and what have you. And I kind of take that as a bit of a sort of a personal win as well, because managing that account and keeping that moving forward is a big part of what I do for the business. So it's nice to get that kind of validation, sort of, blowing my own trumpet, as you said, takeaways, just getting that feedback that you've done something right and that your clients are happy with what you've done is fantastic. It's always good to hear. It doesn't matter if you've made a chip butty or managed a sales account that's bringing in decent revenue for us and for them. So it's always nice to get positive feedback. I think one of the big things for us was picking up a new board game client called Ice Makes, and they've got some fantastic games. They reached out to us probably February time, actually, about just helping them get their stock over from, they had some in Hong Kong and some in China. So we helped them get all of their stock. We kind of consolidated that at our warehouse, and then we got it all into the show for them and right to their stand. And just seeing all of that come together is quite satisfying. But then we're going to move forward with distributing their game. They've got a cracking game called Terrascape, which if anybody was at Expo and was in Hall 3, they were towards the back of Hall 3, and they've got a game. It's got basically the board game has got a mansion thing, cardboard mansion, right in the middle of it. It's like a screen between players on either side of the board. And then there's a dice tower at one end of it. And the whole thing is a kind of haunted house sort of idea where one person's playing a villain and others are playing the survivors. And it just looks like a really cool game that we're going to be able to take into distribution now. which was great. And Ice Makes are the same company that make a board game called Epochs, which won one of the UK Games Expo awards. Unfortunately, they sold out. Well, not unfortunately, it's great news for them. They sold out. It's bad news for me because I ain't got any to sell. But but you know, just being able to pick up a publisher like that, you know, now an award-winning publisher with some great games. So that's a really good takeaway for me personally and for GMS as well. And the other one, I think, that's turned into a really good, or will turn into a really good little piece of business, is that we're starting to work with Critical Kit, who are really, you know, they're an amazing organization, and they work with a lot of smaller and indie publishers and help them to get their games pulled together in the first place. And we're now going to start working with them in terms of getting more distribution and getting them out to more game shops and things like that. So again, when that comes to fruition, I think that'll be a really nice takeaway from the show.
Excellent. It is, and of course, you sold some of your books as well. I saw at least 2 go whilst I was there. So
yeah, I sold a couple, not a huge amount. In actual fact, Savage Worlds was down a tiny bit on what it was last year, which surprised me.
Yeah, I think the difficulty that Alan has and I have is when you're on the GMS stand, you're trying to promote all of the products.
you have to. Yeah.
You can't focus on your own products.
Yeah.
And the difficulty I have with Chivalry and Sorcery is a lot of our products are print on demand, and there is just no margin for a GMS to carry them. So we only had 6 or 7 CNS products on the stand, whereas the 2 years ago when it was a Brittania game stand, I had perhaps about 20 to 30 CNS products. And
yeah,
that's one of the pitfalls of being a small indie.
It is, but let's face it, Chivalry and Sorcery has gone through the years and it's still standing, which is an absolute
30 years this year, is it, Steve?
Brittania Game Designs is 30 years old next year, and Chivalry and Sorcery is 50 years old next year.
There you go, boom.
I mean, any game that's lasted 50 years has got to be doing something right.
Yeah.
Well, if you saw first edition, you'd have said it wouldn't have lasted 2.
Yeah, that's why it saw second edition quite quickly. But it was I think it was because of it was right there at the start, and when you take a look at the other competition from Fancy Games Unlimited, etc., you know what, it did quite a lot of it had quite a lot of interesting different sorts of rules in there that appealed, I think, at the time, and it's grown over the years. So spot on with it.
Yeah, it's.
I know you've got some big plans for next year, haven't you, Steve? Are you
at
a stage where you can disclose any of that?
Well, I've been working on what we currently have with 5th edition, and I've split it into three books at the moment. So we've got like the core rules, then Magic and Religion, then the Game Masters. And the actual page count is probably going up from about 600 to probably 700 pages across the 3 books.
Okay.
Well, okay, that's good enough. Yeah.
And it's sort of tidying up stuff that's in 5th edition. So it'll probably be a 5.1. I had thought about doing a reprint of 1st edition, but I'm afraid my eyesight, even with a magnifying glass, wouldn't cope with it anymore.
I remember it well, picking it up and actually looking at it all those years ago and not understanding a word that was actually on that page. But I did pick up the 2nd edition. So
yeah, because I spent time with Ed Simbliss, the original writer, and he said that to try and save on page count, they'd shrunk 4 pages into 1. So if you ever look at a 1st edition copy of CNS, you can see where it's 4 pages laid out to create one page.
Yeah.
Isn't there actually a thing in CNS 1st edition where they have an acronym for an acronym? Am I thinking of the right game?
There probably is. I mean, I occasionally mine 1st edition for ideas, but 2nd edition was my go-to.
Yeah, I remember playing a fantastic campaign in 2nd edition, which I remember, and we talk about. Well, my friends, we talk about it. And this is a game that was played not far off 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, very
I've had
much.
one of my players recently saying that the 4-year campaign that I finished 18 months ago, set in the Anarchy, he said that in 40 odd years of gaming, that had been his greatest role-playing experience.
Mm-hmm.
He was disappointed it had to end, but he understood why it had to end.
Mm-hmm.
There you
Yeah.
Like praise, isn't it?
That's it. Right, Steve, as a visitor, we'll come to Kate after you, Steve. What was? Oh, you mentioned a couple of things there. What was the specific highlight for you as an individual, rather than as part of the company or the business? As an individual, what was the highlight for you as a visitor?
I think for me it was, so my wife has accessibility needs, and I think for me just the way they handle it, you know, the accessible queue, being able to get in and see things, and just
Yeah.
how understanding everyone else is at the show. There's nobody trying to push past you or anything like that. Everyone kind of takes that extra step away to give my wife the sort of space she needs and that.
Good.
And I think you can't say enough about that. That for me just made it really accessible, made it something that we could both enjoy.
Gamers side.
That's interesting because I think Alan and I, from the Brittania Games stand and through to the GMS stand, we've tried to make the stand as wheelchair accessible as possible.
It works. It
Yeah.
does. Again with the previous organisation, I can see why Satu had such a narrow area and all enclosed in. It's a way of keeping an eye on stock, etc. But it really was a crush, and you were being pushed along. You couldn't actually stop and have a look at what was on the shelves. You'd need to do about 3 or 4 circuits to get what you actually wanted, probably. But after the first one, we'd had enough of that. But GMS, I could walk around. There was space there. It was a busy stand, so it's not as if it was quiet on there, but there was space to stop, take a look, take stock of what you're looking at.
It's very deliberate.
Yeah,
it's very deliberate.
I mean, you will find the racks were all at head height for a wheelchair user
as well. I noticed they were a good level, and also if you're a bit short like me as well, it works.
Sorry,
boy,
it's things that people don't take into consideration, though, isn't it? It's really easy to kind of just set up a stand and go, right, that's done for everybody. But taking that minute to go, well, actually, is that accessible for people in wheelchairs? Is there enough space for people to move around? It's a simple thing to do, but not everybody does it, and I think it does in itself.
It's worth consideration is the cost of the square footage. You know, if you've got a lot of things to display, you have to maximize the surface area, for want of a better phrase, as to, you know, what you can actually show. And at the end of the day, you are there from a business perspective. So not all businesses are in a position where they can maximize accessibility, because they have to maximize the business potential. There's a balance to strike. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, because I do get it. If you've got a lot of things to display, then you need to do that. But yeah, because you know, attending UK Games Expo is not a cheap thing, exhibiting at the expo is not a cheap thing.
I mean, on GMS we had 700 different products.
Yeah, which means we left over 1,000 behind.
Yeah,
that's the other thing, isn't it? You've got to pick and choose what you take. You can't take everything.
Yeah.
There you go. And
so our product range at the moment is 1,800 lines.
Wow. Okay. Kate, so what were your favourite things about the expo, again, as a visitor?
One of the things I really enjoyed seeing was all the families playing games together at a lot of the stalls, in the play areas that they had there, and families trying out things together. I thought that was really good. And I was just overwhelmed in Hall 1 seeing everybody all playing their games. And I thought that was really interesting. For me personally, I really, really enjoyed hearing Ben, I can't even say his name now, Ben Aranovich talking, and also I really loved the Call of Cthulhu that we went to a bit later on. That was really good. It's really funny.
Yeah, it was to say the least. Very, very well done, very well put on, and very much enjoyed our
That was a live play, right?
it. Yeah, it was, and Luke Gygax was up there, and several others, and it was very well done. Very well, a lot better than I thought it. I was expecting something quite good with whoever was actually up there, and it worked really, really, really well. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. So it had it was five characters and one person leading it. So it went really, really well. Did that?
Yeah. The one thing I really did notice this year about Expo, though, was the diversity.
Yeah.
That I can think back to 20 odd years ago where the female presence was perhaps in the low percentages.
Mm-hmm.
There was certainly no ethnic minorities. It was primarily white and male. And the sheer range of diversity that was there this year was very apparent.
Well, one of our UK tabletop role playing mods, Remy, he was actually there running games, and from what I can gather, he really enjoyed it. He won't come on camera, unfortunately. He's not he's not keen on YouTube, etc. But the conversations I've had with him, he loves it, and the whole vibe, it's him all over.
Yeah.
Just gets a buzz off it, and it's great.
Like Steve said, for me, it's really accepting. There's so many different people, be that like gender, color, whatever. There's so many different people there, and it's just great to see that love of board games sort of spread to everyone else.
So, are we going to go back next year? That's the question. GMS going to be there?
Bigger and better.
What about LARP through a lens, or are you going to go as Discovery Get? What's your plans, Steve?
I don't know yet. It's one of those things. So we traded at Tabletop Gaming Live, and that was really good, and we enjoyed that a lot. I think having looked round Expo, because a lot of what we do is the same as a lot of other stalls. I think potentially we'd get lost, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't think we've got something. Well, we might have. I've got a couple of ideas, but I think we need to get something a bit more unique if we're going to do that, rather than do the same as everyone else. Because all the bigger companies are going to be able to do it cheaper than us because they've got the market. They've got the market.
They've got the coverage. At the same time, if you go as a guest, it's basically the meeting, greeting, and making the contacts. So
I mean,
it
for
works
us,
anyway.
We met is it Ash from Hive Mind Games? Thanks to Allan. Josh, sorry, Josh from Hive Mind Games, who's lovely. He's then introduced us to his dice person, and from that one meeting, we've kind of got 3 or 4 different contacts. So that's, for us, even just doing it like that, it makes it worthwhile.
Brilliant. Kate, are you going to go next year?
Maybe, actually. Are you?
Maybe. Maybe next year we'll actually hand out some leaflets for GMS. How's that?
Well, you're going to have to fit into one of those tiny little blue T-shirts, mate.
That's not going to happen. Not for me. Kate probably, but me. Well, on that note, any last words from anyone? Because it looks like it's been an absolute success this year. My first UK Games Expo. I've really enjoyed it. I've been to quite a few conventions over the years, and I can say that UK Games Expo just for me, just wow, and that's including the fact I used to go to the UK Gen Cons, which I thought were just the ultimate of cons, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I would just say a massive thank you to everybody who came to our stand, who we chatted with, everybody who obviously spent some money with us. Is always very, very, very grateful. But the most important thing for me is that I think it was, as Steve said, it was 50 odd thousand people, or 50 odd thousand unique visitors over the course of the weekend, and everybody's gone and had a great time. So, you know, if you came to see us, thank you. If we're going to be working with you in the future, thank you. And I just hope everybody really enjoyed it, and we see everybody again next year.
Yeah. Oh, a shout out to Steve Goff as well, because I met him on your stand as well. We had a bit of a chat. Yeah. So Stu Goff, Stu. It's too many Steves. That's what it is. But yeah, Stu and myself met in person at last as well. Our eyes locked across the room, and that was it.
Yeah. And I'm going to say a big thank you as well to Chris McDowell of Mythic Bastionland fame. He was one of the banner sponsors, and as was Stu. So, you know, their names were writ large across the thing, 3 meter wide banner. So thanks to those guys, and also to Pinebox Entertainment for providing us with a demo for Doomtown, which was great to see that getting some love as well.
It was. I nearly jumped on there, but there were a few people sort of hovering around, and I've got Doomtown on the show. I know exactly what it's like, and I do enjoy the game.
Yeah,
so
Dave Hogg. It was Dave Hogg, who I think he's one of the story leads for Doomtown. Was an absolute trooper all weekend.
Yeah,
and it's paid dividends for them as well.
Good.
In terms of visibility, and they did good sales too. So, you know.
Perfect.
So
it's
yeah,
all about getting
basically everybody who's come along participated and got involved.
That's can't ask for anything more.
No,
right.
exactly.
Well, it looks like we're all going to go to Expo next year then.
Yeah, I think for me, the one thing I'd say for anyone that hasn't been, take that, bite the bullet. It's not that scary. Yes, it's busy, but people will always take time to demo games. There's loads of opportunities to play new things, to meet new people. It's
wear
just
some good shoes.
Great weekend. Yes, wear good shoes.
Wear good shoes, definitely, and enjoy. That's the thing to do. And I didn't get to sort of see so many stalls. I didn't get to Free League. I didn't get to Paizo either.
I missed Hall 4 until about 5 o'clock on Saturday.
Yeah, the walk around. So there's so many, and that's just 2 of many. So, there's so much to see, so much to do, some great talks, and again, Cthulhu Live. Just Mike Mason. Oh, I got a like from Mike Mason, by the way, from the comment on the UK role-playing thing, saying that it was one of the highlights. So yeah, all good. Loved it. Thank you very much. So the 2 Steves and Kate, hopefully you'll join us again, and we'll return next time for a different table talk, and we'll have to have a think about what the subject matter is going to be, Alan.
We definitely do need to have a chat about that, or a think about that, because at the moment my brain is frazzled.
And mine. It's just in overload. But there we go. Right. Thanks very much. And it's goodbye from them, and it's goodbye from him.
Goodbye.
Thanks, everybody. Happy gaming.
Thanks very much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.